everyone, this is Trisha and welcome to my channel. Today I made a cheesy, creamy Poblano chicken casserole and it is already served and ready to taste, but I need to let you know how I made it. So let's get to cooking. I'm going to start with 4 chicken breasts that I have cubed up into small pieces. I've prepared a nice hot pan with 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Of course, you can use whatever oil you wish to use. And now my chicken goes into the pan, and I have seasoned this with salt and pepper and some ground cumin. So just season to taste. And we're going to stir this around, and we want to cook it for about 4 or 5 minutes. You want to make sure that all that chicken gets well cooked. Now, it is small pieces, so it shouldn't take very long. Chicken is almost cooked, so I'm going to add some diced tomato. This is just 1 Roma tomato that I've added in there. I'm also going to add a sprinkling of cayenne pepper. Alright, so 5 minutes later, my chicken is cooked. I've already checked one of the little pieces, and now I'm adding some black beans. You could add pinto beans. Now my black beans happen to have some jalapeno and some lime flavor to them, and we're going to stir those in. By the way, I had my heat at medium, and now I've got it at a very low temperature. And now I'm adding 2 cans of this cream of Poblano condensed soup. This is a 10-ounce can, and there's one already in there, so add 1 more, and we're going to blend it all in really well. Alright, so I had gotten a little ahead of myself, and I have been preparing some rice in this pan. All I did was chop up a small onion, and I chopped it up really nice and fine. And then I had some minced garlic. So I had a small onion and about a tablespoon of minced garlic. So I put some oil in my pan, and I sauteed the onions till they were translucent. I added the garlic, and then I added about 2 cups of rice. My rice was nice and well rinsed. Put it in there, added 4 cups of water, some salt and pepper. Actually, I only used salt, I didn't put pepper. But I did add in about a tablespoon of this chicken flavored bouillon. And then I stirred it up just a tiny little bit. And then I covered it, and it has been cooking on a low heat for about 20 minutes. Alright, so this has been simmering on low heat. I've had it simmering for about 2 minutes now. And I've added about 2 tablespoons of finely chopped cilantro. Just a couple more minutes, and this will be done. Our chicken is now done, and so is the rice. Alright, so now I'm going to layer the rice in a nice big casserole dish. Alright, so now I'm going to top the rice with some cheese, and I happen to have here a Oaxaca style stringy cheese. This is a fresh cheese that our son's girlfriend brought over to us today, so I'm putting it into our casserole. Gorgeous! And now we're going to top this with our creamy Poblano chicken. And now I'm going to top it off with this shredded quesadilla cheese. Alright, so I have topped it off. I want to add a couple more things, but I just want to tell you that you can use any cheese that you want to use. You can use a mozzarella cheese or like a jack cheese in here. Just make sure that it is a nice and melty cheese, even some cheddar if that's what you prefer to use. Now for the Poblano cream, if you don't find that, you can use a cream of chicken instead. And then you could just add some peppers, whatever peppers you want to use, maybe just some bell peppers if you don't find Poblano, or if you find that it's just too much trouble to prepare the Poblano and chop it up yourself. You could also add a little can of the little chopped green chilies or some other jalapenos or something like that. Alright, so I've topped it with some jalapenos and now some cilantro. I also want to add that for your rice, you can use some white rice, whatever you can prepare easily on your own. Now this is ready for the oven, and I have my oven preheated at 350 degrees. Now everything is already cooked and it is still hot, so all we want to do is melt the cheese, so maybe about 7 minutes. And for an extra topping, I've taken some corn tortillas and cut them up into little strips. Alright, so I want to fry those up, and I've got a small pan here with about 1/8 of a cup of vegetable oil, and now I'm just letting it get hot so I can fry them. Alright, so our oil is now hot enough to fry, so I'm just going to add a few little strips at a time. This just takes a few seconds. You want to kind of move them around so they separate, they don't stick together. Some will, it's okay. Once they start feeling crunchy, you'll know, you just touch them like that and they'll feel a little bit hard. They're ready to pull out. I'm going to put them on a paper lined plate, and then I can lightly salt them. So now I'm going to continue with the rest of my little tortilla strips, Get a nice little pile. And here is our beautiful casserole out of the oven. After the 7 minutes, I turned off the heat and I let it rest in the oven for a little while I made my little crispy tortillas. Now these are gonna go ahead and go on top just to make it look extra special and give it a little bit of a crunch. I think that looks super nice. It's up to you if you wanna add this. If you don't wanna make them, you could actually just use some tortilla strips that are already made, or even some round chips. And now it's time to serve some up and taste. Now I want to be a little bit extra, so this is completely optional. I also have this beautiful queso fresco. Our son's girlfriend Maria also brought this over from Mexico. So I've cut off a little piece and I have shredded it up. It is super moist, fresh made for the day. And now I'm going to sprinkle it on top of my casserole. I can top it off with some pico de gallo, some guacamole, some crema fresca, you know, whatever your favorite salsa or hot sauce is. If you are inclined to add any more to this beautiful casserole, it is now ready to give it a little taste. All right, so here we have a little bit of everything. Let me get some of that rice on there as well. Except for my little tortilla chip, but I'll grab that in a moment. Perfectly crunchy. This is delicious, so I'm gonna give myself a big old thumbs up and excuse the remainder polish on my nail. I hope that you too will give me a big old thumbs up and leave a kind comment down below and let me know what you think of my casserole. Now you can change it up any way you want. This is just a basic idea of how to put together a quick casserole. Now casseroles are not a traditional Mexican meal, but I decided to give it a little bit of a Mexican style to it, Tex-Mex if you will. So that's it everyone. I hope you enjoyed my recipe. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit that red subscribe button and then hit that little notification bell so that you get notified of my future videos as soon as I upload them. Have a super weekend and as always, enjoy.